It was a regular day in Grow a Garden when I saw a massive garden and went to check it out. That was when the owner of the garden called me out for trespassing. I thought I was going to get in trouble, but instead he started flexing his rare pet. You know I couldn't let that slide. I had just sold an expensive plant of mine, so I offered to buy the fox from him. The only downside was that he asked for trillion shekels. That's right, for trillion. Because I only had 738 billion, I had to find a quick way to make a lot of cash by entering the Ink Games.
You got me jumping like
Waken up by this heavenly music, I made my way towards the elevators because that's where everyone else was going. The first game was red light, green light, but player 456 dressed up as a guard warned us to stay behind him, so I did. Though the guy behind me got shot, he was luckily saved by the other guy with the rainbow top hat. Everything was going really smoothly until I got shot in the leg.
No! God, please, no! No!
But luckily, homeboy carried me like a mistress and helped me get to the finish line.
oh my god! Wow!
You already know I had to express my gratitude cause unlike that. Then homeboy got too comfortable and began his yap sessions about his life before the games. But in order to live, I had to sound interested. This was when homeboy put his naughty pants on, killing an innocent player in front of eyes. I was going to mind my own business because I knew if I said something I would be next on his death list. But he started laughing at the body, and y'all already know I couldn't let that slide. So when we got back to the lobby, I asked his motives for killing, to which I was ignored. But then suddenly, this blonde circle-headed dog came over and pushed us, so I had to show them who was alpha.
Stop it. Get some help.
It was time for our player photos, so you already know I had to mock this entire server. I was low-key waiting for the next game to begin, but met a new friend named Alicia. So y'all already know I had to rizz her up. Stood up, I got ready for the next game. Dalgona, but luckily I got the easiest cookie to cut, the triangle.
Nice.
But unfortunately homegirl got the Mona Lisa and ultimately faced her reality. I was grieving my loss, but tell me why I see her in the lobby. She had revived. While I wasn't paying attention, the time for our meal had come. Suddenly, player 456 came up to me and told me that people were ganging on him. As if it was a plea for help. However, I remembered the time he killed someone and decided to get my get back. This was when he knew he was in danger, so he tried to plead with me about the time when he had helped me. However, murder is murder, and I couldn't let him slide so easily.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
This was when player 456's little hooligan stepped up and started attacking me from nowhere, so I had to change my priority and get him first, a mistake that I would later regret. Unfortunately, I was unable to get player 456, so I made sure my homegirl was fine. This was when the guards told us to pick between tug of war and hide and seek. So I chose hide and seek as my tugging game was weak. I was getting my mind prepared for the next game when player 456 confronted me for killing his minion and swore to get me back someday. When I loaded into the next game, I was shoved by the guards and had to spin a gumball machine. Unfortunately, I got blue, which meant that I was a seeker. What they didn't know was that I had a 300 IQ plan up my sleeve. Because my banana hid my costume, I lied and told everyone that I was a seeker, successfully hiding within all the seekers, a 300 IQ move. Unfortunately, I got impatient and thought that escaping would have been a better idea, so I led the other hirers to the exits. Because of the new update, the exit doors were randomized, so we had to keep searching. Luckily, I had told everyone that I was a seeker, so I was able to move around unharmed. While running from all the chaos, I found a pile of dead hirers' bodies and took the opportunity to collect all 3 keys to escape. With all 3 keys, I was now able to unlock every single door and possibly escape, but that goofy odd change to the game nerfed me down. Luckily, I still managed to survive past the time limit and was able to move on to the next game. This was when I revealed to player 456 that I was a hirer this entire time, to which he proudly stated that he killed 5 of our allies. As I neared towards the end of the game, he asked me again why I had betrayed him in Lights Out, to which I replied stating that he was a murderer. Regardless, all my allies were killed, so I tried to make amends with player 456 as a last-minute resort. With my teammate burdens off by remediating the drama between player 456 and I entered in our next game, Glass Bridge. Thanks to that guy, we were all able to make it across the glass bridge safely. When it was finally time to vote whether to continue or end the games, y'all already know I had to play, as a red fox pet was on the line.
One more game, no more, no less. One more game, we can do it. One more game, one more game, one more game, one more.
As I was making my way to the next game, player for 156 had an announcement. He had recruited a new teammate and told me to accept her as one as well, a mistake that I regretted later on. The next game was Mingle, a game where you needed your teammates to be in the room together. So obviously, I followed player for 156 and the girl, even if the player count was 2. Unfortunately, my luck had to come to an end, as I didn't realize that player for 156 had formed another alliance with the girl to get rid of me specifically. Succumbed to my injuries, I had faced death by the person who had saved me in the very beginning.
Palabras de las brujas, los secretos escondidos en la noche, los antiguos...
Though I did meet my end, God had other plans for player for 156, as justice was served correctly.
Player 456